everybody, Fiber Spider back again with another origami tutorial for you. And today I've got something really apropos to this channel. I think you're going to love this. We have little sheep. Yes. Yes, little cute little baby sheep. They are so adorable. It's not the easiest of origami projects to do, but we can do this. We can do it together. Um, they're actually a lot of fun, and you can do a lot of different things with them, believe it or not, because you can make them facing the right, you can make them facing the left, and they can be little friends together, or you could also alternate the colors as well, which is rather interesting. The only thing, of course, with this particular design is it behooves you to have origami, specifically origami paper, where it is colored on one side and white on the other. Now, of course, you can take a white sheet of paper and color one side. That's totally fine. But it really does work best if you have origami paper. Absolutely love it. All right, so without further ado, let's get started. Okie dokie. So the dimensions for this particular piece, you need to take a square and cut it in half, or it's a 1:2 ratio. So if you have, for argument's sake, 3 inches, this needs to be 6 inches, etc., etc. So all I did was take one of my origami pieces of paper, and I just cut it in half with a bone folder, and I ripped it, really, really easy. Now, depending upon whether or not you want the wool to be gray or the head and the feet to be gray, I'm going to be using gray colored paper. That is what you would decide first. Now, I think that to begin with, I would like for the head and the feet to be gray initially, and I'm gonna make another one to show you the direction facing the opposite way. So, and also the opposite color. So to have the head and the feet gray, going to have colored side face up, and we're going to start by folding it in half lengthwise, make a rectangle. There we go. And then unfold. And then we're going to fold these two edges along this center edge here, sort of the ice cream / kite fold, however you want to put it. So just along the center line. And sometimes it needs a little bit tweaking, but I think I got it right off the bat. There we go. And then from here, going to fold this up along this edge here. So this little guy, he's going to be facing the left. And it's this step right here, actually, that determines that. And I will show you what I mean later. So from here, flip your work over so that you have the rectangle, the colored rectangle at the bottom. That is actually going to be the feet eventually. So from here, along this crease here, fold it down. And then along this line here, fold it over. Alrighty. Okay, so from here, going to lift up the flap that we just made, and we're going to open it up and squoosh it down. So open this up and then smoosh down so that this point lines up with this point down here. And we're gonna get the smoosh. And smoosh. Flatten that down. And then we're going to do the ice cream kite fold. I don't know which would be preferable to say, but I call it either or. So then these two bottom edges to the center line there. So folding over. Sometimes it's a little bit easier if you turn your work. So doing the kite fold. And then on the other side. Okay. There we go. Okay, from here, open these up. And this is actually very similar to when we did the origami crane. We're going to lift up this top layer here, pinch down here, and we're going to lift this up and we're going to fold along these crease lines. So we have a crease line here, crease line here. There we go. And I'm going to undo it and redo it to show you a little bit clearer than what I'm currently doing. Okay, pretty much got it right there. Pretty much. Could probably make that a little bit neater. So what we had was before, let me just undo this and then redo this. Bear with me. There we go. So we had folded, folded, open, open, and then along those lines that we created, those creases, up and back, smoosh, and smoosh, and then down. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to work on the head and the ears a little bit more. So sticking your thumb underneath this layer here, we're going to pull this out and inside out. I know it sounds painful, but so basically pulling this open and out and flatten it. We're going to do it again with this one right here. So to do that, what makes it easier is if you just sort of scoot this side to the back. See, we have this one right here. We're going to work on this one right here. So again, sticking your finger into there and pulling out this layer. And then along those creases, there we go. And then, ooh, looks sort of like Yoda. All right, Now from here, we're going to refine the ears a little bit better. So I find that it works best if you sort of scoot the head to the back again, and along this edge here, fold back. And we're going to fold the ear, the tip down. And a good guide is to have this triangle and the triangle that you're creating look sort of like mirror images to each other if you can. Sort of like that. And then pinch that down. And then fold this back to where it was. So now, got a little ear. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing to this side. So, turning your work over along this edge, fold your flap back. And so that your ears are even, what I like to do is sort of scooch the head, that flap, sort of folding the head in half, like this. And then so you can see where the other ear is, and taking this little flap here and folding it down so that it lines up with the other ear, so that one isn't wonky. There we go. And then open up the head again. We've got little ears. Okay, so from here, I'm going to grab the gray, in my case, and lift it up, and then put it back down. You're sort of releasing it from where it was, and then sort of put it back down. So releasing that layer, and then going to, again, shift the head back, and we're going to have some pockets. So holding on to this ear, scoot the ear flap, and then right behind the ear flap, there's a little pocket. So what we're going to do is, so we have the ear, and then we have this flap. We're going to tuck the flap into the pocket. Just the flap. So tuck that in there. Smoosh down. And then we're going to do the same thing with the other side. So making sure that the ear doesn't go anywhere, just lift this bit here away from the body, from the head, and then that pocket right there. Sticking that flap into the pocket. There we go, and then smoosh down. Okay, and we're getting very close to the end, believe it or not. Now we're going to work on the legs. Okay, so the legs are going to be down here. This is actually the back of the piece. We need the head to be facing the other way, so just sort of scoot that around. Turn around right now. Okay, so now along this line here, this edge here, fold the rectangle up, and it doesn't have to quite line up with this top edge, but if it does, great. If it doesn't, don't worry about that. And then folding this edge along this edge, just folding it in half, lengthwise your rectangle. Okay. Now, there is a center crease right here. Might not be very pronounced, so what I'm going to do is actually unfold that and redefine that crease that we had. Just sort of give it a little pinch, that crease that we had before. Make it a little bit more pronounced. Fold that back up where it was so you can see this line a little bit better. Now we need to make a fold from this point here to this point here, making a triangle. That's going to make his little foot. So I like to hold right where that crease is so that the fold doesn't go past my thumbnail. And then fold down to create a triangle. So we've got a crease from this crease down to the corner, and then do the same thing on the other side. So again, I like to hold my thumbnail there and fold down. Okay. So then lifting this up, we have a pocket right here. So we're going to stick this into the pocket, and the little feet are going to be sticking out. There we go. And at this point, your head may have become dislodged, but that's okay. You can fix that. So he's got his little feet. Now, yes, he's a little elongated. We can fix that too. So from here, we're going to fold these feet closer to those feet. So basically, what I like to do is around this point, pinch and fold so that this edge and this edge line up. So you can see that it still lines up. There we go. And then along this edge right here, fold back. Make a crease. And then unfold that. And unfold this. So we have a crease here, and we have a crease here. Then lift this up and scoot the leg closer in and down. So I basically tucked it inside, and I'm going to do that again for you. So we have this crease that we made, and we have that crease. So basically you're pinching, pulling, tucking. There you go. Almost done. Okay, so now we just have a few minor touches. This is the back, and oh, he lost his head. And this is going to be the front. So that his head isn't quite so pointed, we're going to fold this top edge down just a little bit. It's a little bit of guesstimation, quite frankly. So just sort of pinch a little bit and then fold down the top edge just a bit, not too much. Fold that down. And that will make the top of his head a little bit flatter. Turn it over, and yep, little sheep head. Then his muzzle, we're going to move upwards. So lifting, whoa, hello. Lifting his muzzle. We're going to fold this point back inwards. So just a little pinch, and then fold down and in. like so. And then smoosh his little head back. And there you go. We have a little finished sheep. Absolutely adorable. Now, for the sake of being thorough, I'm going to show you how to do one facing in the opposite direction. So instead of him facing this way, I'm going to show you one facing the other way. Alrighty. Okie dokie. So now for the other one, we're going to have the wool gray as opposed to white, and he's going to be facing the opposite direction. So I'm showing you two options at the same time, how to change the color as well as the direction of the sheep. So, because the last time we started with the gray side up, we're going to start with the white side up. Okay, so from here, again, fold your paper in half to make a rectangle. And I'm going to go a little bit faster with this one than I did the initial one, because it's essentially the same thing. It's just a mirror image of itself. So then open up, and then do your triangles along that edge. And actually, when I was a small child and I was taking what they called after-school activities, I took origami classes, and we always made two. One for, a finished piece, and then one so that if we needed to undo it, we could take it apart and see where, how to reconstruct it. So now the last time, so that he was facing the left, what we did was we folded up, right? We folded up. This time we're going to fold down. This is the crucial difference between which way he is facing. So we have the color difference, and then we also have the directional difference. So between those two, you can do a lot of different variations on your little sheep friend. So from here, flip your work. So as you can see, it's already a mirror image of what we had initially done. So again, along this crease, folding down. So that this point and this point line up. And then along this line, fold over. There we go. And then open up your flap, the pocket of your flap, and we're going to smoosh. Smoosh down. Okie dokie. Okay, so from here, this bottom edge and this edge to the center, the ice cream cone fold. I mean, I believe that the actual terminology is the kite fold, but I mean, unless if you're lactose intolerant, who doesn't like ice cream? I mean, come on. All right, so from here, open, open, and then we have the top flap, the top layer, that is, going to grab that, lift it up, fold it back, open and back, and then crease down along our existing lines. we go. And then down. Okay. And then we're going to change the color of the head and the ears. So I'm going to start by inserting my finger into there, pulling that flap up and open, and then flatten. Do the same thing on this side. There we go. Okay, fold the head in half. Fold the first layer back along this edge. And then down to create sort of a mirror image of the triangles, this triangle and this triangle. And then do the same thing on this side. Along this edge, fold this flap back. And then mirror the other ear that we had already made. There we go. So they're nice and lined up. And then open up his little head. There we go. Okay, and from here, going to grab the white layer and release it. So pulling this up, it's now released, and then back down again. Sort of releases those pockets. So again, folding the head over, we have this little flap here. Going to stick that into the pocket right behind. Securing that one. And then on the other side, holding onto the ear, lift that, and opening the pocket, and then sticking that flap into the pocket. There we go. Open up the head once more. There we go. And then he's facing the wrong way. Avert your eyes. Okay, so from here, along this edge, fold up. And then down again in half. Okay, want to emphasize this crease a little bit more, so going to just give that crease a little bit of a pinch. It helps. It's not necessary, but it does help, I find, because now I can see it a little bit easier. Okay, make our triangles from this point down to the corner. Here we are. And then the other side. Okay. Lift this up, insert it into this pocket. And then folding this foot over, but along, keeping this edge and this edge aligned. And then along this edge here, we're going to crease. There we go. And then open and open. I'm going to use this crease to our advantage. So opening that up, scooching that inside, and my head is trying to escape. Okay, and then back down again. Let's do that one more time because I know that this part is a little bit weird. So we had folded and folded, open, open. Just sort of scooting this inside, like so. Turn your work over, make sure he's hunky-dory. Nope, his head. There we go. We're getting very close here. Alrighty. Okie dokie. So turn your work over and then fold this top edge down just a little bit so that his head is not quite so pointed. Just down a little bit. Turn it right side facing, and then we're going to fix his little muzzle. Now, if you want a pointed muzzle, that's totally fine too. I like it a little bit dulled. So lifting the muzzle and then folding that tip down just a little bit. Here we go. And then down. Ta-da! And so our little friend has an evil twin. Oh, I love it, love it, love it so very much. And so, yeah, you can, like I said, you can do a lot of different things as far as the variations of color as well as direction. Very, very cool. So, listen, everybody, I really hope that you liked this tutorial. I know that, certain aspects of it are perhaps a little bit more advanced, but that's also why I decided to do a second one to show you that, yes, you can create some variation with your sheep, but also to go over the design with you a second time, just because I like to be thorough, it's a good thing. So listen, everybody, thank you so very much for watching. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please give a little thumbs up button down below. Subscribe for more, because whether it's origami or crocheting or cooking or audiobook narrations, I am a busy bee. And I'm always posting, and I love doing it so much. So, yes, thank you for joining, and more to come. So, listen, until next time, I want all of you, yep, you, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. I want all of you to stay inspired, stay folding, stay caffeinated, and above all, stay safe. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you, yes, you, in my next video. Bye for now, everybody, and have a great day.